Hey, it's Dorr and Coch with Tactical Hyve, and I want to welcome you to the Pumpkin Massacre of 2023. Coach and I raided a patch and made off with a number of these nice orange specimens. We drilled holes in their heads, or at least at the top of them, filled them with water, corked them for effect, and we're going to be putting up comparable calibers to the test. Which one does the most damage, makes the most,
biggest mess.
biggest mess.
See if we can launch those corks.
All right, so we got 3 tests for you. 5.7 versus 9 mil, 5.7 versus 22 TCM, which are pretty comparable. And then we're gonna go 5.56 and 300 blackout out of 10-inch barrels. Hey, we'd like to thank today's sponsor, CCW Safe. If you carry concealed for self-defense or the defense of others, be it a pistol or a pumpkin, don't bring a pumpkin to a pistol fight. There's gonna be a secondary fight post-incident, guys, and CCW Safe has that down to a science. They will hand select your legal team and send out an independent investigator on your behalf if necessary. So go ahead and check them out in the description below. Let's get to the video. All right, guys, so for our first test, we're going to be pitting the 9mm against the 5.7. Coach got the Ruger 5.7. What are you shooting out of that thing?
We've got the FN's SS 195 lead-free 27 grain open tip match bullet.
Yeah, and we'll be running the 9mm out of a Glock 34 just to give the barrel length a little bit of commonality. And then we're going to be shooting the just plain Jade 124 ball round. I like to keep one here in the ear just in case I need it, kind of like
It's effective.
a spare key for your car. Maybe you have it under the license plate. Maybe you keep that 9mm round in your ear. I don't know. You just figure it out. But we'll go ahead. We've for our targets, we've got the pumpkins. They're filled up with water. They're corked. They're ready. They're primed. And let's get after it. All right. So we're going to shoot the 9mm first, followed by the 5.7. We'll do one right after the other. All right. Eyes and ears. Blood's hot.
Mm-hmm. Let's go see what's up.
Let's go see what happened.
Okay, so 22 TCM. Hit her pretty close dead center. A little rotten spot right here. Looks like it kind of broke apart there. We spin around. And we do have a little bit of an exit wound.
Yeah, nice stress fractures and kind of a flux capacitor configuration. I don't know if that means anything. But yeah, blew straight through and through. Cork did not pop out.
No, but it's a pistol round,
yeah,
honestly.
not even close.
Okay, let's see what 9mm
All right, 9mm.
Got a
center. A little bit of stress fracture there. Spider webbing, as it's called, or whatever. And then the
much better exit wound.
Yeah, the exit wound is considerably larger. Yeah. But we have a 124 grain projectile going up against a 29 grain projectile. Yeah, that one's going a lot faster, but yeah, just doesn't have the mass.
Mass has its has certain appeal. Okay, let's see what the next one's doing.
All right, guys. So yeah, up next we will have 5.7 again against 22 TCM. And if you're not familiar with 22 TCM, it's just kind of a 5.7-ish, comparable to 5.7 in a lot of ways, a light, fast bullet, flat trajectory, etc. But you can load it right into 9mm mags, and all you can do is really change the barrel out in some of the 9mm platforms.
Yeah, there's a kit. It's comes from Arms Corps. It's a 22 TCM 9R. That's the one that'll actually fit in your Glock mag.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, guys, so you saw in the first test, 9mm did quite a bit more damage up close than the 5.7 did. But we're gonna go ahead and kind of even things out. We got the 22 TCM, which you spoke to before, which is just kind of, just a different option in that light, fast pistol round
it's
realm.
A bottleneck, like mini rifle cartridge in a pistol. This is 22 TCM 9R. It fits in a 9mm magazine. 39 grain open tip match projectile. See what it does.
All right, and then instead of the the match super light 5.7 round. We're going to go ahead and just use a standard blue tip plastic round. So that should come off and we should get a little bit more effects on target. At least that's the idea. Let's see what happens. I can't wait.
All right. 22 TCM.
Sometimes I feel like my Ear Pro doesn't work, you know?
Well, this one is extremely loud.
Yeah.
That one was really loud.
Yeah. Thing is no joke. All right. 5.7.
TCM might have done a little more.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go check it out. All right, so on the 5.7, it compared to the last one, this is a different type of bullet. It does have a slightly larger entrance hole, and then on the back,
Yeah, slightly larger.
slightly larger exit hole. This is more comparable to what the 124 grain ball round did. That would have been a more even comparison between the blue tip and a standard ball round.
Yep.
And then the 22 TCM has quite the starfish.
Yeah. That's quite the good entrance wound. Even has some
Yeah.
pumpkin guts start to come out of there.
It's got a pumpkin seed sticking out like a tooth.
And it's all cracked up out here on top. And we roll around to the back. And you got almost no exit wound, so it dumped most of its energy inside.
Yeah.
So we'll have to pull that one apart and see what's up. But yeah, that's that almost looks backwards, doesn't it?
Yeah, very evenly matched. Though this one, definitely got to give it to it. There's definitely more energy
Yeah, put
transferring
a little more
through.
energy out of the 22
Cool.
TCM.
So 22 TCM. FN 0-2 for the day. 5.7. Still a
Against
great
the
round.
pumpkins.
Still a
Yeah.
great round, but if we'd used that blue tip instead of that match round with the 9mm, I think that would have been pretty dead even.
Yeah, pretty close.
Alrighty. So last but not least, we're going to be throwing 5.56 against 300 Blackout. They're both going to be coming out of about 10-inch barrels, 10 to 10.5. We're just running 55 grain ball on the 5.56, and the 300 is a supersonic load.
Yeah, I think 147 grain.
All right, that'll be next. All right, guys, for test 3, we've got the 300 Blackout versus the traditional 5.56. Both are full jacket ball rounds. We're just running
55 grain.
55 grain, plain Jane, and then this is the 147 grain. This is the supersonic load. They're both coming out of 10-ish inch barrels. I think 10.3 on the 5.56.
Not enough difference to make a
Yeah, it
difference.
doesn't frickin' matter. And we've got our pumpkins. They volunteered, believe it or not. Really good attitude, these pumpkins. And we'll go ahead and see what happens. I don't know. I'm thinking the fat boy is gonna win the day, but we'll see. It's very important when you're mixing 5.56 and 7.62. Oh, shit. A, you don't drop them because God knows what's down there. And then B, you don't want to get these mixed up. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
So close your eyes. I'll close mine, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, 300 Blackout does not like to get
you
squished through a 22-inch
Yeah, you can
22-inch barrel.
frickin' skip the 5.56 down the 300 maybe, but does that even work? It might.
Yeah, it's going to be less dangerous than, say,
the full explosion.
the other way.
The other way around.
22 goes down to 30 cal a whole lot easier than 30 goes down to 22.
There's that.
Okay, let's go with the one on the left. Stand by.
We have liftoff.
There's your 5.56.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough act to follow.
Clean
Wonder
that
if the
one
cork
up.
came out. All right, so we're back. We had a quick chat with the right side pumpkin, who again was a volunteer, and determination unwavering. Hasn't moved an inch.
He's solid, man.
Yeah,
All right.
you know, you really got to give it to these pumpkins. They only get 1 month.
147 grain, 300 Blackout. All right, let's see what we got here.
Smack. Alrighty. Well, I'm wrong again as usual with my hypothesis. I don't know anything. You know, don't tell anybody. But man, the 5.56 really did the trick on this. I mean, this is almost like, this is the only part that stayed on the
Yeah.
barrel.
Everything else just kind
But I
of.
mean, look at that. It's like a laser cutter. I mean, it's like,
Where's the? Is there an entrance wound there?
uh,
That's just the side. That's just
yeah,
blew
that's
out
just
everywhere.
the side. The rest of it ended up over here on the ground and over there and over there and over there. There's pieces of this volunteer everywhere. Everywhere. That's okay. Feeds the plants.
Now this one.
Feeds the animals. Feeds nature.
Okay, so 300 blackout. Mostly stayed on the. Stayed together here. Looks like about where it got hit, but it pretty much evacuated everything. I'd say that's pretty much where the entrance one just kind of split everything open. But I mean, it's a good illustration, the difference between rifle rounds and pistol rounds.
Cork remained. Cork
That's
back.
good cork.
That is a damn fine cork. Paso Robles, fine
Solid.
town.
Make good wine in that bad
Yeah.
boy. Anyway, but yeah, so 5.56, 300 blackout. I think that's pretty close, but age out, I think that 5.56 did slightly better.
Yeah.
A lot of power. Like I said, a good illustration between rifle rounds and pistol rounds, even mini rifle rounds out of a pistol. You still ain't getting the same power that you get out of a rifle. So we like to say when people get shot with a rifle, they're DRT, dead right there. So you got a much better effect on target.
All right, guys, so that's a wrap on our 3 ballistic tests, 9mm versus the 5.7. I think if we'd switch to that blue tip, polymer blue tip FN round, they would have been far more comparable. That's a pretty cool, I wasn't foreseeing that, but that definitely seemed to be the way it went. And then on the second test, we did switch to the blue tip, but that 22 TCM's got some serious punch. Not a very well-known round. Very few people have any experience with it. It's just on a long list of calibers I do have experience with because this guy's into weird calibers. So I thought I'd share it with you. And but anyway, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
It is
me
loud
too.
though. Woo! But that's okay.
No kick. No kick. Just a lot of blast, a lot of noise. Good to go.
Alrighty, and then as far as the intermediate race, man, 5.56 crushed it. I mean, that is just pretty nuts. I mean, just kaboom, just.
We'll have to find all the pieces, put it back together, and
yeah,
take
we
a
will
look
not
at
be
it.
doing. But yeah, and then obviously the blackout did the job as well. But anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Happy Halloween. See you next time.